Simply, the 5 things that are destroying this country, your government is encouraging. The 5 things. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said to you. No, I didn't say that to you. I said to you the 5 things that are destroying the UK, your government and my government are encouraging. Yet Islam prohibits those 5 things. So it's not rocket science.
Violence is part of your political strategy.
Violence? Oh, please. How do you work that out?
You're a sedition or you're a subversive?
Sorry? I'll repeat myself. Alcohol, drugs, sexual immorality, gambling and interest dealings are destroying this country.
The status quo must be subverted.
And what do? You indulge.
Must be destroyed.
You are destroying. You're destroying yourself. You're destroying yourself.
Do you believe capitalism?
You're destroying yourself.
Do you believe capitalism?
You're subversive.
Your government is encouraging you to destroy yourself. So you will be lapdogs to them.
Political ideology, complete change.
Forget that. I just asked you. I just told you a simple fact.
Sharia law.
Sharia law will save this country.
You want to change political culture.
Sharia law will save this
country.
country.
Sir, you are a revolution.
Sharia law will save this country. Why can't I have an opinion? Do I not have a right to an opinion?
You are a political revolution.
Do I have freedom of speech?
You are a political. Are you a political revolution?
Are you a conservative or a Labour supporter?
Are you a revolutionary?
Are you a conservative or a Labour supporter?
Every MP is a
You want to change the status quo.
Every MP is a revolution. If you want to apply that logic, every MP is a revolution.
And change it completely.
No,
that's not within it.
That's not true.
That's
law
you are a political revolution. Admit it.
Law is continuously changed.
So is every MP then.
You want to change English
What's the
law?
purpose of an MP?
No, within English
It used
law.
to be illegal. It used to be illegal for a man to marry a man. Now it's legal.
You're a political insurgent.
So there's a revolution for you. So these revolutions are destroying you.
So are most people. So are most people.
Why hide?
Your revolution.
So you have a program here to subvert the status quo.
I have a program.
Subvert English law and impose Sharia law.
You have freedom to believe what you like.
You agree?
No, I said.
You want to save this country? You want to save this country?
I said Islam is the only thing that can save this country.
Do you want to save this country? Okay, you want to subvert the status quo.
No, I have
Even if you want, so is David Cameron, so is Nick Clegg, so is every other MP.
They don't want to subvert.
Of course they do. Of course they do. What's the purpose of being an MP?
Do you want to
Why do MPs vote?
Because the Queen is.
Why do MPs vote for new acts then?
The Queen is the head of the Church of England.
You think so?
She is.
Why does the Queen? Okay, Queen is head of Church of England.
You question the status.
No,
stop coming off the subject. Say what you said.
You think this country is a Christian country?
The Queen.
You think this country is a Christian country? Do you think this country is a Christian country?
The constitutional reality of this country.
No, do you think it is?
This is what you are doing.
Do you think it is? Do you think it's a Christian country?
Answer his question.
Answer the question.
Listen to what I
Do you
say.
think
You keep escaping from the questions, man.
Constitution is head of the Church of England.
So this country is a
We have
Christian
no
country.
constitution. What are you talking about? We have no constitution. We have no written constitution. No, we don't. Show me. There's no written constitution in this country. We're the only people. No, we are the.
No, listen. It is not codified in particular. It exists.
Yeah. No, but you're talking.
It's diffuse, but it exists. It's not codified. That's a separate matter. You don't. So you're saying there's no constitution?
No, I never said there's no constitution.
We ought to be overthrown.
Is this country a Christian country? Is this country a Christian country?
Is a Christian.
Is this country a Christian country? So the Christian head of state allows the children in her country to be taught atheism in schools.
Do you believe
that doesn't sound like a very Christian country to me.
Overthrown.
I didn't say that.
Sharia law can be implemented. No, you've had
This isn't
very
overthrow.
clearly.
No, it's not.
Okay. You believe Sharia can save the country.
I said to you,
believe
and
it
I'll
ought to
repeat
be
myself.
saved.
I'll repeat it.
It
I'll
ought to
repeat
be
it.
saved.
Islam is
Therefore,
the
you are
only
political.
thing that can save this country.
Islam is a political revolutionary
No, it's not.
ideology. Of course,
No,
you all know
political
that.
part.
Admit it. Why hide? Well, this is part of the tactics to hide
Tactics.
from it.
Do you accept that alcohol, drugs, gambling, sexual immorality, and interest dealings are destroying this country? Do you accept that or not?
They can have an adverse effect.
Right.
And you believe a political revolution
Adverse
is
effect.
necessary.
Adverse effect.
But you
Adverse effect.
Do you believe a political
Adverse
revolution
effect.
is necessary?
Adverse effect. Yes, you said. Adverse effect. Now, are your Are your government encouraging you to stop these things, or encouraging you to indulge in these things?
Indulge.
Answer his
So
question.
your government is not protecting
Make
you.
it simple, man.
Islam can protect us.
Your government is not protecting
Islam
me.
can
Islam
Yes.
protects me from your
Yes,
government.
of course.
Yes, the right teacher.
Islam protects me. I
Yeah.
don't indulge in drugs and alcohol and
I
gambling.
feel
and sexual
safer that
immorality.
way.
Do you respect English law?
Of course, I have to.
Do you respect the Queen as a fount of English law and the Queen as a head
As a
of
what?
state?
Sorry? As a what?
As a what?
A fount.
The Queen is the fount, as the crown.
Oh, you think the Queen
crown?
makes the laws?
She's the fount of the law.
Sorry, I don't define what that means.
The origin of
She
the
took
law.
the law through war.
Are you mad?
There has got to be an
Are
authority.
you nuts?
It's not.
You would think
It's
the
not.
Queen
It's
makes
not.
the
You
laws.
think the Queen's got the crown?
No. The Queen.
The
Yeah,
monarch-
she's
think
the
the
crown.
Queen
But
has
the
any
only
power?
Crown.
has to make royal assent, and that's to approve a law. The only power the Queen has in lawmaking is to give
A
royal
law cannot be
assent.
passed unless it's royal assent.
Yeah,
Right.
no, but it can be.
You're
It can be.
questioning
It can be.
authority.
It's a
It
longer
can only become law if it's given royal assent.
No, it's not entirely true. It's
Why
not
do you
entirely
like-
true. It's not entirely true. It's a much longer process if they don't get royal assent. It's not entirely true that without royal assent it can't become a law. Just means that they have to take it to the House of Lords and they have to go through a lot more procedures.
Name me when a law hasn't been given royal assent.
I can't name
You
an
can't name
exact
it.
law.
Okay, you don't have an argument. Okay, so
what you're saying is the Queen is encouraging
the laws you are now living under
I'm talking about in theory.
have now
In theory,
and in
if
the past
you was to
been
look up,
given
be growing in
royal
theory.
assent.
That's what?
So the point is, are you accepting this political status quo of this country? Do you want to overthrow it and replace another
No,
political system?
no, I don't need
Therefore,
to.
You don't want to save it, do you?
Yes.
No,
Well, if you want to save
don't
it,
make sense.
you are a
You're trying-
political
he's playing the devil's
revolutionary.
advocate. It's not making
Accept it.
sense.
We all know
You're
you
making
are.
sense.
You're
He's just
masquerading as religion.
trying to
You're
make
not.
me
You
like
trust
you're
your
a
government to
revolutionary.
protect you. I don't.
It's your identity.
No,
Do you know your
trust,
identity?
you trust the
Let
government
me
to
help you
protect
with your identity.
You trust the government to protect
you.
you.
Are not
I don't.
clear as to who you are
I
or
don't.
what you are.
What?
What is wrong?
Well, you're not sure of who you are or what you are.
Yes.
Why do you say
Tell him
that?
who he is. Tell him who he is and what he is. Go on. Because
You're a political revolution.
Political revolution.
Are you not?
No.
You said you are already.
You never say that. I was listening.
So
we got this on record.
You stick to the
We can go
substance
back
of the
on
argument. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You stick to the substance of the argument. You're trying to trip him up when saying something that's not. If you wanted to apply that, yes, you are. If you wanted to apply that logic, you could say that any other MP, any party,
MPs don't want to
Labour,
overthrow the
Conservatives.
status quo.
No,
Right,
yes,
if
they
you're a
do.
communist, it'd be the same thing. They want to
What's the
overthrow the
purpose of?
status quo.
What's the?
No,
I agree with you to an extent.
No.
No?
Within the party system, he may want to
Does
become
Ed
Prime
Miliband
Minister.
want to
but
implement
he
laws?
doesn't want to overthrow the...
He doesn't want to
he
change
doesn't
Cameron's
want to-
laws.
He doesn't want to attack and destroy the...
He doesn't want to change
political
Cameron's
system.
laws.
You
So
do.
why is there debates in Parliament?
As a communist would do.
Why the debates in Parliament about the passing of laws if there wasn't a difference?
Why
of
do you
opinion?
hide?
Why
No,
did-
Why don't you admit
No,
it?
we're asking you a question. We're asking you a
You
question.
masquerade as
We're asking you a
being
question.
of
Just
religion.
answer it.
You're a political revolution. Of course
Clearly,
you are.
he's just trying to attack you personally.
law.
he is.
He's trying to attack you personally. We're talking about the substance of the argument.
What is
You're
greater,
saying
Sharia law or English law?
he's trying to give you
Alice
laws
law or
to
English law? Which is greater?
In your opinion, in
It's
my
greater.
opinion.
Yes.
Sharia law, obviously.
So you like Sharia law to be in this country?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Now, do you
If
have
it's
an
gonna
obligation-
save you.
Okay. So do you have an obligation or duty to try to bring about Sharia law in this country?
No.
You don't.
I have to abide by the law of the land.
Okay. Don't you respect Allah enough to fulfill His word?
Yeah, no, but in the Quran it also says if you are living in a
Yeah, we have to
decent country,
follow
we have to
the
follow
land.
the law of the land.
So you put Allah's law second place. No. And
No, that is Allah's law. That is
So
Allah's
you
law.
don't put Allah's law
Allah,
second. So therefore you follow Allah's law
Allah tells us to follow the British law.
in perpetuity forever.
Which is part of the Sharia, isn't it?
No.
Okay. What's part of Sharia? English law is part of Sharia.
Following the law of the land.
is
That's
part
part
of
of
the
Sharia.
Yes.
Yes.
Wherever you are.
Yes.
Okay. So how can Islam not
As
be
long as it-
realised?
but as long as it
How
don't
can
contradict your-
Islam. So how can Islam not be realised if you follow the law of the country? Therefore, you must always suffer injustice.
No,
Islam
as long as it don't contradict your,
Injustice in what sense?
as long
No,
as
it
it
does
doesn't.
contradict.
No.
Contradicts it fundamentally.
What's that mean?
How? Tell me how. Is there any obligations?
He's looking like he's gonna run away.
Is there any obligations in the English law that you're obligated to do that goes against the Sharia
No
law?
way
If you
out.
say you can't be, maybe I'm not. If you can you be married in a mosque?
If I get married in a mosque,
Is that marriage under English law?
according to the British law, no, it's not recognised as
It's not
marriage.
British law. English.
But so
law.
is marriage in the church. So is marriage in the church. You have to get married in the registry.
Okay.
I think you have to get married in the registry.
Registry office,
Okay, my mistake.
But in a masjid, if you get married in a mosque, yeah, the British law does not, or the English law does not recognise that as a valid marriage. But Sharia law, Islamic law, Allah does. Right. So I'm not out to please Cameron.
Also, as a Muslim, you must find it intolerable that the Queen, the head of state, is a Christian. You must find that and want to subvert that.
I would
You
love to
not.
give her dawah and embrace Islam. I think Charles.
So would I. So would I.
You would like to embrace Islam?
Yes, I would.
That's a revolutionary act.
No, it's not.
Well, I support it. If it is, I support
Is
it.
he actively going out of his way to do it?
I've already said I would like Sharia law.
You've said
That's
very
his opinion,
eloquently
it's his
what you
opinion.
I've already said I would like
Wait,
Sharia.
hold
You've said
on. Would you
what
like us to go out of our way?
What you say you are, and what you are different. And that's, now
I would love the leader of the EDL, Tommy Robinson,
we'll go out of our way
and iteach him about
to
Islam.
make an issue out of it.
No, the point is very simple. The point is very simple.
You need to use subterfuge.
I don't want to force the Queen to become a Muslim.
I would like to force the Queen to become a Muslim. I will say it.
La ikraha fi ddin.
Only
There's
one of
no
us can say
You
it.
need to masquerade as being purely religious person when in fact you're political revolutions. I understand that. It's tactics. But your strategy is to overthrow the status quo in this country, destroy the political structure, and institute Sharia law under Allah.
Even if that was the case,
if
why
you
not?
believe
That's
that's
a problem.
what it is,
That's the
that
case,
must
the
be
most
I will look at victims of this British government, and indulging in things that they've been encouraged to indulge in when they become addicts in drugs and alcohol and gambling and sexual immorality, and I'd like to show them a better way of life.
What should happen to the enemies of Islam? Sorry? What ought to happen to do you believe to the enemies of Islam?
What's the definition of enemy?
You don't know what an enemy is?
No,
You're opposed to Islam. What should I do to you?
From my understanding, the enemy is someone who directly goes out of the way to oppose you.
What about a soldier?
A soldier.
As part of an army.
You're gonna try to trap me into saying what the village, the people don't want.
I know. Let him trap me, because I'm down.
As a Muslim,
Trap me.
Who was fought in Afghanistan and Iraq is an enemy of Islam.
No.
Therefore, in your eyes,
He's an enemy of me.
legitimate
Then he's an enemy of me.
Therefore, he was a good Muslim.
Is Britain at war with
One
Islam?
person can say it.
Is Britain at war with Islam?
Have they openly said they're at war with
Is
Islam?
Britain at war with Islam?
Are they?
He's trying to make us.
No. Answer the question.
Do you
Answer the
believe
question.
Britain is at war with
This is
Islam?
what you say.
No, you do. You just said it.
I believe so.
You just said it.
No, I said
You just said
I
it.
prefix with the word believe. Do you believe the American and American and British governments are opponents of Islam?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Therefore,
It's
the
really
armies-
clear.
Therefore, the armies which are part of the state
No.
and under political control also must
Obviously
be part
they
of
are.
the opposition.
Let's understand one
Therefore,
thing.
the armies and the soldiers which are constituted
What would happen to
are
them?
enemies.
I mean, in a
Therefore-
sense, it's true. Yeah, in
therefore,
a sense,
the
it is true.
Quran-
But you're
Not in a sense, it is true.
You're trying to trap
My
him.
friend,
You're trying to trap him.
my
In a
friend,
sense, it's true.
my friend, my friend, my friend,
It's true.
my friend, my
So
friend.
if you got two
My friend.
opposing armies, are they not enemies
Let's
on the
explain.
battlefield? Are they not? Are
So
they
you
not
agree
enemies?
with-
Are they trying to kill each other?
You
Are they trying to
agree
kill each
with
other?
me?
Are they trying to kill each other? No, I'm not agreeing with you. I never agreed with you. I said to an extent.
Soldiers
There's a
was-
difference
was
between.
in
Let me
your eyes,
explain.
was a
Let me
legitimate
explain a
target.
covenant of
No, I never.
security
See
to
what I'm
you.
saying? He tried it. I openly said it. He just said that. I said.
Well, let me explain it to you, because I recognise it.
It has no legitimacy.
In Islam,
It doesn't matter.
in
What
Islam,
covenant? You have no
in
power to impose a
Islam,
covenant. You have no power to impose a
you can
covenant.
listen. In Islam,
Understand.
You have
we
no,
Understand
in
what you're saying.
Islam,
It's
covenant.
important.
You have no
take
power to
Allah-
impose. A covenant is a two-power.
My friend.
One sec.
Can you let him speak? Can you let him speak? Excuse me. Can you let him speak? No. Can you let him speak?
You don't have a covenant.
in
Can you
Islam,
let him speak?
Islam,
Yes.
we Muslims
I know.
have a covenant of security with Britain. So no British Muslim
I'm
can
trying
go
to
to
hear-
Afghanistan and fight a British soldier. Forget fighting them here.
Your security is assured by English law, not by any covenant of Islam.
We have a covenant of security with Britain.
English law assures your safety.
Yes, and that is why we have.
Why
a
you keep
covenant of
changing
security.
this law?
What you're saying?
Why you keep changing
So
it?
we have a covenant of security.
Courts don't talk.
Right.
They refer to Islamic covenants and Islamic history.
No, but we do.
They're not
Because it matters to
of
us.
English law.
It matters to us. You see.
Parochial.
It actually does. Actually,
Private.
if you read the passport, have you read the first page of your passport? Have you read the first page of your passport?
You haven't.
You haven't.
And you're-
Do you know what it says on the
nobody
first page of your passport?
says-
Take it. Don't do it.
No, it's not a religious argument. You just said that the courts don't say that they got a whatever you just said.
Covenants have no definition.
No. That's a British
We
citizen.
Muslims
That's a
have a
British citizen. Yeah.
covenant. As a British citizen, we have a covenant of security.
You don't.
Yes, it is.
You don't have a covenant.
As a British citizen, in return for the government not hurting me, I don't hurt the
A
government.
covenant needs two parties. Who's the other party to the covenant? They've entered into a covenant with you.
Yes.
right?
Yes. Read the passport. Read your passport. If you read the first page of your passport, it says it
into
all.
a covenant with Islam,
Yeah, Britain has
with a
entered into
mutual
a
deal
covenant
not to harm
with its
each other.
citizens. With its
They
have you ever seen a
no
citizen
covenant
test?
with Islam.
Have you ever seen a
This
citizen
is
test?
psychiatric
Have you ever seen a
delusional.
citizen test?
You're psychiatric
Okay. When a foreigner, becomes a citizen of this country,
So the Queen is a head of state is entered into a covenant of Islam. Is this your private madness?
No, not with the whole of Islam. Listen to what he said. He said a British citizen.
Listen to me.
A covenant is two parties.
You're so
Where's
busy
the
trying
other
to catch
party?
him out. You're not
Let me explain it to him.
He catches
If
himself
you shut up,
He doesn't need me.
Shut up then,
Where's
and I'll tell you.
Where's the second party of the covenant?
Shut up, I'll tell you.
Now you're getting the question.
Yeah, because you're annoying me. Right. When a non-English person gets residency or citizenship in the UK, they go to the town hall and they bear an oath and make a covenant with this country. Yeah? That's what you call a covenant. Now, British citizens are automatically, when they're born, have that covenant.
That's just the only point you're trying to make. But you're so busy trying to catch him out, you're not understanding what he's saying.
Covenant Islam has with
Listen to what he said.
Britain has a covenant with me.
as you're a British citizen.
British
you're a subject
British
of a
society,
Christian
the
queen.
British government say
Do you
this.
acknowledge that you're a subject of a Christian queen?
Yes.
Islam has no covenant with.
Does the Queen stop me praying 5 times a day? Does she force alcohol?
That's the point I was trying to make.
Sharia law
Does
gives you
any-
freedom. Sharia law does not give.
Does she force me to sleep with men? No.
You're going off at the person.
No, the whole point is this: the Queen has no effect on my life.
She does.
None.
Oh,
What way?
oh, she does.
In what way could the Queen affect my life?
You don't think the head of state has an influence on the life of the citizens?
In my life?
You don't think the head of state actually is a figure which coheres the whole political
Not
culture
anymore.
of the state?
Not anymore.
It does.
Not anymore.
You're in opposition to me and every other British person.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? The monarchy's ended now. The monarchy's over. The monarchy has no power. They're a joke. They're celebrities. They've got nothing.
The monarchy is over.
Take a picture of her in a bum.
So
They're nothing.
There's no such thing as a monarchy.
No, they
She's
have
got
no
no
real
power.
power. They have
They've got no
no
power.
But there's two things between power and does it exist or does it
No,
not?
well, you know what he's trying to
Yes,
say.
it
You know the
exists.
purpose. You knew the purpose of what he's
Yes,
trying to say.
it
You know exactly what he's
exists.
trying to say. He said it had no. He said
It's not very
The
articulate.
Queen is not.
You're trying to. You're trying
He's
to.
not saying it
I'll make
very
it simple
well.
for you. Shall I make it simple for you? If this government implemented laws that everyone has to drink alcohol and no one can pray on a Friday in the mosque, yeah, and everyone has to have bacon for their breakfast, yeah, then I'll leave this country. Simple.
Your
Until
ambition-
then, I won't.
Okay, your ambition is so you want to help people who are not Muslims.
Yes.
You want
10,000
draw them towards Islam.
from this country. Where is Islam?
This is fantasy.
Where is your Christianity?
Hold on,
Talk
can I ask you a
about
question? Can I ask you a question? Are you saying that the two lads from Woolwich they represent Islam?
And you're right.
Do they represent Islam?
I know my
Okay,
eyes,
can I ask you a
I've never
question?
said that.
Does Breivik represent Christianity?
yes.
You know the guy who killed all the Norwegian
answer.
children in
Yeah.
the island?
Yeah,
Does he represent?
Why you haven't
He
said
claimed
that?
to represent Christianity. Does he represent Christianity?
Yeah.
Did Hitler represent Christianity?
Yes.
He justified what he done by using
Do the
Christianity.
Ku Klux Klan represent Christianity?
Yes.
We're asking
Those
those
two guys would have said Al Akbar when they killed.
So-
Now, do any of these people say Jesus Akbar?
Do the Roman-
No.
do the
It's a
Roman-
blessing of Allah.
Roman-
It's a
Do the Roman
fulfillment
Catholic
of religious
priests
order.
represent Christianity when they rape children?
Islam uses homicide.
No, it doesn't.
As-
This is
No,
rhetoric.
no, the
This is
people
rhetoric
use
nonsense.
homicide.
Rhetoric
Don't say
nonsense.
Islam.
Rhetoric nonsense.
No, it's in the Quran.
It's
he's
rhetoric
just-
nonsense.
he's trying to-
Quran, killing is a virtue.
No, it's not.
If it's for the right purposes.
You're just trying to
For
argue ad
political
hominem.
purposes.
When a British soldier
Therefore,
kills
it's
his enemy, is that virtuous?
Yes.
Are they
He's
not
trying to
are they not
direct.
called
He's trying to make
heroes?
like snidey remarks.
Are British soldiers called heroes for going to another country and killing other people?
Kids.
And they're called heroes.
Do they say Jesus Akbar?
Are they called heroes?
Yes.
Would they say Jesus Akbar?
Doesn't
I
matter
think-
what they
okay,
say.
wait, wait,
They
wait,
keep
wait,
killing.
wait,
Say
wait,
Al
wait,
Akbar.
wait,
Do you know
wait,
what
wait.
Allahu Akbar means?
In the name of God.
Listen,
No, it doesn't.
Do they
It
say
just
Do you
means
Jesus
know?
God doesn't
Do you
mean that.
know?
Doesn't mean that. It
Oh,
means
listen
God
to
is
me.
great.
Do you know before those patrols go out in Afghanistan?
Why mention it?
Do you know that they have services?
At the point of homicide, you say God is great. So this is an
Listen,
offering of death.
listen.
This is
No,
this is
you ain't gonna
this is
listen.
the
You know-
God of
no.
the
You're
aspect.
jumping
This
to
is the God of the
conclusions.
aspect.
Listen, you're jumping
You're
to
offering
conclusions.
death
You're jumping
to
to
a God.
conclusions.
This is human
Changing again.
sacrifice.
Listen,
This is what the
listen to
aspects
me.
did.